What's up, everybody? We are back with another episode of the JDA show, episode 35, coming at you on a Saturday night, right around 6 o'clock. Super Bowl Eve. Jesse, Andy, what's up?
What up? What up? Happy Super Bowl Sunday weekend.
One day away, and then we're going to be without football for, 7-8 months, which is going to suck. But where do you guys want to start off the show? You want to go NBA or NFL to start?
I think we got to start with the NFL.
Want to start with the NFL?
Super Bowl weekend.
So, before we get to previewing tomorrow's game, I think since last we've talked, there was a big Stafford Goff trade. I think that happened, week from today? I think it was last Saturday.
Yep.
So you don't see many trades like this go down where you have teams swapping quarterbacks. So what do you guys, how do you guys feel about the trade?
Did we not talk about it on our last episode?
No, I think it happened just after.
But I think we recorded last Thursday and it happened on Saturday.
Well, it goes to show that Matt Stafford was going for a higher price than you thought.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I necessarily said that. I just said I wouldn't give up a first-round pick for him.
Well, they gave up 2.
And a second or a third.
And Goff.
I think the trade benefits both teams. I mean, the Lions are probably going to be going through somewhat of like a mini rebuild here, and they got the draft picks. Goff is still a relatively young quarterback. I know we all kind of think he's been bad this year, but he's been a little banged up throughout the whole year. And then, I mean, the Rams, they got their guy. I think he can really take them to the next level, honestly.
Yeah, so that's kind of my thing. I think they gave up too much, but at the same time, if you evaluate that guy that he's your quarterback you think you can win with, you have to pull the trigger. Because I think I said it a few weeks ago that I thought the Rams were going to try and move on from Goff because I think McVay is noticing that he's kind of limited with him. It's a lot to give up. I guess the Rams haven't had a first-round pick in 4 years.
What?
Something like that. Wow. Or at least now it's going to be 4 or 5 seasons in the future because they gave up their first-round pick for the next 2 seasons. So, I'm interested to see what Matt Stafford is going to be like on, a real team, a team that's going to have some title potential now with him.
I'm so excited for him.
Yeah.
So excited for him to get out of fucking Detroit, and where his career has just been.
It's been tough to watch. They just have not given that guy any legitimate help for, 10 years now almost?
He had Megatron.
Yeah, but, just as a team as a whole, no defense, shitty coaches coming in and out.
Yeah.
What I want to say about the Rams, though, we thought they were potentially contenders this year, fringe contenders. In my book, they're already contenders for next year.
No, I agree.
The defense isn't getting any worse, and they still have the talent on the offensive side, and you slide in Matt Stafford, who's probably really hungry to get in some playoff football. So
yeah, it was the only thing I don't know about Stafford is his health. He does come off the field quite a bit.
Yeah.
The thing is, people say that he really hasn't missed a lot of games. My issue is just how he had it was a neck injury or a back injury.
Yeah, and I know he's had a bump shoulder a few times in his career, which
you ever see that play where he dislocates his shoulder and then he comes back in and wins the game? I wonder. I think Goff is going to be awful on the Lions, and I feel bad for anybody that gets traded to that team.
Yeah, it's not even his fault, honestly, in my opinion, that he's going to do bad with them. It's just a shitty organization right now.
So now flip this into the Patriots. How do you feel about Matt Stafford? Apparently, he only had 2 teams he didn't want to play for this year, the Detroit Lions and the New England Patriots. I've heard a lot of people say that he's not the biggest leader and that they kind of question this guy's toughness. And I wonder if one of the reasons, and we'll get into Danny Amendola's comments in a little bit, is that Amendola was in his ear telling him, oh, dude, you probably don't want to go to the Patriots, or shitting on Belichick. And I know it's only one guy, but then it brings up the question, is this going to become a trend where guys don't want to come and play here? If they don't want to play for Belichick, they don't want to play, you think about it, you're going to have to practice hard with Belichick. They don't necessarily get into their wallet and pay you, and they will expect you to take pay cut after pay cut. The weather sucks. It's not much happens up in here, and Brady's gone now. Yeah. So it is only one guy, but I'm starting to get a little nervous that this is going to turn into a trend, and if it does, they're in trouble, because then you're really just all based upon if Bill can draft guys that are going to help this team out.
I
think they'll be able to acquire people still in some capacity or another. But did you see Brandon Cooks come out and kind of refute what Danny Amendola said? He's basically if you have a problem playing in New England, you just don't want to work hard enough.
Yeah.
Because he's
I
like,
mean,
I
that's
loved my
kind of-
time in New England.
That's kind of the vibe or like the feeling that I get
Yeah.
from these guys who speak out against like what do you like? Oh, I'm sorry that your job isn't fun.
Yeah.
I have a huge issue with Amendola's comments. I think to say that Belichick has nothing to do with the Patriot Way is just so ridiculous.
And Amendola did kind of backtrack his statement a little bit. He went on another show the next day and kind of like toned that down a bit because I'm sure he was receiving a ton of shit for it.
There's like guys like the McCourty twins, like Devin McCourty, especially, who's been here for like his whole career.
Yep.
And Matthew Slater, who are two guys who are like pretty, I would imagine, highly respected around the league from other players. Like
except for maybe Matt Slater because he's just a loser special teamer. But
yeah, but like I mean they.
Couldn't help
I think
myself.
I think both those guys are pretty actively involved in the Players Association, and like they've spoken glowingly about playing in New England and about playing for Belichick. And you know, I haven't heard that many instances other than little bitch Danny Amendola talking about like.
So the issue is it was a money issue. Apparently, Belichick and the Patriots would continue to ask him to take a pay cut, and he would. And then when it came time for his contract to be up, they wouldn't pay him. So he feels insulted by that. That's fine, but let's be honest. This guy was a nobody before he came to the Patriots.
Yeah.
And I know obviously Brady probably had a lot to do with Amendola's success, but so did Belichick.
Yeah.
And I just think it's coming from a place where he's just completely salty about the money. And to say that Belichick and the coaches had nothing to do with the Patriot Way, you'd think if it was up to Brady, they would have been... I know Brady likes to practice hard, but just so, like, you know, military.
No,
I think Brady was sick of that by the end, too.
Yeah.
So to say... I just think that for him to be saying that...
It's one thing to say that. It's one
soft.
thing to voice your opinion and say something like Brady is more responsible for the success, but the Patriot Way is basically the Belichick way.
Yeah, they're two complete separate
it's an entire
arguments.
culture that exists within,
Because of Belichick.
Yeah.
And Brady...
and even Robert
Brady
Kraft,
embodied.
you know?
Brady embodies
And
the Patriot
partially
Way,
because of
embodied.
Belichick. Like, Brady's the way he is because of Belichick.
Yeah, he
because of
molded
the
him when he was
Patriot Way.
young. Yeah.
You want to say that people aren't going to come now because Brady's gone? But that's not saying has nothing to do with the Patriot Way.
No, I still think that players would recognize and appreciate that this is like a winning organization. You know what I mean? And yeah, it didn't look so good without Brady in year one, but obviously, like there's other issues around the team that we've gone over plenty of times on this podcast before. But
what worries me is if you say the money's the same, you're a free agent, maybe you're going to choose the other team because Brady's not here anymore and you don't want to play for Bill because Bill's going to work you like a dog. I think that's a real possibility.
It's unfortunate. And
Again,
honestly,
like,
at that point, it's like, do we even want those guys if they're going to be soft like that?
You want to go like fucking run through little walkthrough practices and have fun and joke around and like
play in the warm weather.
Yeah, I mean, how well does that prep you for actual game time? Like, I kind of agree. I don't know that I want a guy like that. I'd rather have a guy who's willing to buy into the system.
Yeah.
Like I said, Stafford is only one domino, but you just hope this doesn't turn into a ripple
So
effect.
I also
There's more
saw
than one
somebody
guy.
tweet though that, and this is like someone. It might have even been a verified account. It said something like multiple. He's heard that from multiple quarterbacks in free agency that like anywhere but New England mentality.
That he's heard that it's for multiple?
Yeah,
See,
not just Stafford. Like other quarterbacks have said that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
my point. That's not
No, I
good
know.
then.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just pointing it out. I think those people are soft if they're saying shit like that, but it is. I did see that it wasn't just Stafford who said something like that.
Couple QB rumors that were going around this week is Derek Carr apparently could be on the move, and he's been linked to the Patriots. And now just can't. Even though a report came out that the Eagles weren't going to trade Wentz within the last 3 hours, they're now saying that he's going to get moved in the next few days.
Yeah, I think that they're just like you had said to me earlier. I think they're close to getting a deal done with Indianapolis.
I think it makes way too much sense for him to go to the Colts. Yeah. Reunite with Frank Reich, who was the offensive coordinator there when they went to the Super Bowl and won, and Wentz had close to an MVP year before he got hurt.
Yeah.
That makes the most sense to me, and I saw the Bears are potentially in on it too. I would like to see him go to the Colts. I think that makes the most sense. I kind of want to see him come to the Patriots, mainly just to tick Jesse off, that Jesse's going to have to root for Carson Wentz.
I really don't want him, but I did see that they're looking to trade him this week, like you said.
So he's gonna have to move for not that much. Like he had one of, like I think he was like ranked 34th amongst quarterbacks last season.
It's not even that, though. It's the contract, too. I don't know how that's going to work.
Thing, yeah.
So I don't think it's exactly like the NBA where the contracts roll over. I think you might not get as big of a cap hit if you're the team acquiring him, but it's still going to have to be a lot of money because
still owed the third highest out of any quarterback. I don't know exactly what the number is. I want to say it's like $33 million or something like that. But
what are these teams doing? Just handing out these huge deals to quarterbacks, like to Goff, to Wentz, and then you just give up on them. And I get it's because I think they made the right decision moving on from Goff. But why would you give him all that money if you're going to be so quick to do that?
Yeah.
And then with Wentz, I personally think Wentz still has a ceiling and there could be something there. I think the dipshit coach Doug Peterson had a lot to do with that, who, let's be honest, was a nobody without Frank Reich. Clearly that team has been lost. They won the division last season. At 9-7, you knew that team was not going to beat Seattle last year. And then with Derek Carr, apparently they want to move on from him because they want to get a bunch of picks in return and they want to load up to get Deshaun Watson. I think that would be cool to see Watson go to the Raiders to play with John Gruden. And Derek Carr is a guy I would take on the Patriots. Would you rather have Derek Carr or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Probably Derek Carr.
So I like Jimmy Garoppolo more, but it's Garoppolo's injuries that scare me. Like, you're going to bring this guy in here and he's going to just keep getting hurt, and then you're fucked.
I agree with Andy. I actually like Derek Carr more. Injuries aside, I think Derek Carr's the better quarterback.
I do too. He had a good year, and
with less, in my opinion.
Like potential MVP talent, it was I think 2017 that he was a
candidate
MVP through the first 9 weeks or something like that.
Yeah,
I just think there's something a little off with him though. I don't know if he's the best leader or something.
I think he has a lot of ups and downs. There's periods that he goes through where he does not look like a starting quarterback, but then he looks great at other times. I don't know. I think he would fit in pretty well here, and I feel like you've already kind of seen Jimmy G's ceiling. I don't think that he's going to get much better.
I kind of agree.
Unless Belichick and Josh McDaniels can bring it out of him. I don't know if that's fair to say, because I think that Kyle Shanahan didn't trust him in San Francisco, and they were holding his hand the entire season last year in that Super Bowl run. You saw it. He threw one interception against the Vikings in the divisional round, and they let him throw it 10 more times the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I just think that's... And there's a rumor going around that he wants out of there because he's frustrated with that and he thinks he's better than that.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a thing with, I feel like, McVay and Kyle Shanahan, that they're this young, new school offense where they feel like they have to kind of walk the quarterback through the game and it has to be their system and no other way.
Yeah.
So, I would take Jimmy Garoppolo over Carr. I still will take Derek Carr. I don't know what I would give up for him. I'm not giving up a first-round pick for him.
You probably will have to.
Exactly. The thing is, I'll give up a first-round pick for almost, I don't want to say anybody, but...
You wouldn't give up a first-rounder for Derek Carr?
No, probably not.
I would, if it was one first-rounder, I would.
Yeah, a first-rounder.
If it comes a fourth-rounder for Derek Carr, I would do that.
Third.
If it comes down to the point where it's give up a first-rounder for Derek Carr or have Cam Newton be the starting quarterback next season, I'll give up the first-round pick for Derek Carr, though. But here's the thing. I'm going to start getting more and more nervous if we start seeing these guys fall and go to different teams, where I'm going to start getting pretty paranoid. I know I've said this before. I cannot watch that guy play quarterback for the Patriots next year.
Yeah,
I will not watch. And I'm not even kidding. I can't watch him play.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I hope they bring somebody in here other than Cam Newton.
You think they'll draft another quarterback?
I think that makes the most sense, is bring a guy in.
I don't know who in the draft would fall to that range. But
the thing is, though, you can't really give up a first-round pick for a guy and then take a quarterback in the first round, too, in my opinion. I think that's 2 first-round picks on a quarterback.
You could take a quarterback in the second round. You could still draft a quarterback in the second round. Lamar Jackson went second round.
I don't want fucking Mac Jones from Alabama.
No?
I don't. Nope. Because I think that he's a product of all the talent he had at Alabama.
Yeah, I don't think he's. I'm not sold on Mac Jones either, to be honest. There are good quarterbacks. I don't know any of their names. I just know there's some decent quarterbacks in this draft class, but
kind of like an AJ McCarron story.
Yeah,
Alabama.
potentially.
The guy that really has never gotten a chance in the league, too.
I mean, if you look at some of the balls, this offense was so good. He's throwing to wide open receivers, kind of like we saw in the national championship. Yes, that kid went off, but partially because the dude was catching wide open balls and just running.
Yeah.
But it's not, you can't take too much away from him there. But
all right, let's move on to the big game tomorrow. How you guys feeling?
I'm nervous because I'm fully invested in Tom Brady and the Bucs right now, and I'm fully rooting for them. And I am nervous because I do not want Patrick Mahomes to already have 2 Super Bowl rings, 1 over Tom Brady.
This is a big swing. You think it's 7 Super Bowls for Brady, 1 for Mahomes, or it's 6 and 2.
Yeah, and
he's
it's
only
handing
25,
him, handing him a
24.
Super Bowl loss this early. And if Brady loses, he then falls to 6 and 4 in Super Bowls, which I know he's made it to 10 Super Bowls and he still has a winning record. But 6 and 4, 7 and 3, 7 and 3 sounds a heck of a lot better.
Yeah, I think though if they lose tomorrow and you hold it against them, I don't think.
No, I don't.
Right. I think everything's
it's not going to be
from here on,
especially because he's playing like the current best quarterback in the league, the best offense in the league. He's not going to take too much flack, but
the Chiefs don't have Fisher.
It will be brought up.
They're starting left tackle. I
Yeah,
think
that
that's
could be big.
I think the Bucs are going to really try and
they
put
don't
pressure
have
on Mahomes.
Yeah.
And they don't have Britt Reed, Andy Reid's son.
Yeah, we can get.
Fucking like I noticed it in the championship game. JPP and the other guy who lines up on the other side, I can't think of his name for the Bucs, but
I don't know off the top of my
dude,
head.
they are so fast off the edge. And
Yeah.
I think
They have really good linebackers too that get to the quarterback,
that's
like
what I'm
Devin
saying.
White,
Like
Monte David.
you know, Mahomes still does enough with his legs, and he's so lethal when he rolls out of the pocket and throws on the run. But if you can actually put some pressure on him and put a little more duress under him throwing along the run like that, then I mean that might be the key to victory there.
Yeah.
If you somewhat force him to stay in the pocket and throw the ball.
That's what San Francisco did last Super Bowl. They put a lot of pressure on him, and the Chiefs started off really slow.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I mean, they were down 10 points in the fourth quarter, and they
Yeah.
flipped the switch. So I think that's going to be the plan.
I honestly I don't want to be the only guy tomorrow
To pick the Chiefs.
rooting for the Chiefs, or not rooting for the Chiefs, but picking the Chiefs. But I can picture this game going well for the Bucs and Brady to start, and then second half the Chiefs just turn it on and just get a couple quick scores, real fast. And go ahead.
No, I just want to go off of what you're saying. Like, a lot of teams, they'll get a lead, and then they'll change where they're playing. If you want to beat the Chiefs and you get up on them early, you can't start playing slow.
Don't take
You
your
got to
foot
keep
off.
your foot on the pedal. You got to keep throwing the ball. I think that's going to be big for the Bucs. I don't really know what to expect in this game.
I don't see any way that it's not a close game. I don't think there's any way that Brady is going to let them fall behind to a point where they're out of the game, and I don't think it's even possible, really, for the Chiefs to be out of any game.
I could
That's
see
how
it.
explosive the offense is.
Definitely could see a double-digit lead. By the second quarter, third quarter, one way or the other. But I'm not. I agree. I don't think the game's going to be out of reach at any point for either team.
Yeah. Even if one team goes up 3 scores, you can't count the other team out because
No.
they're able to score so quickly.
Yeah.
I like the Bucs tomorrow.
I like the
I'm
Bucs
rocking with them.
tomorrow.
I said Chiefs at the beginning of the playoffs, but
The Chiefs' defense looked great last week, but I think the Bucs do have a better defense.
Bucs
2
defense
weeks ago.
also looked great last week, in my opinion.
I think the Bucs have a better defense overall. The Chiefs really aren't going to be able to run the ball. CEH really hasn't been very
hasn't done much.
And Le'Veon Bell
When-
seems like he doesn't even play for the team.
Yeah, he's a bum.
When Edwards-Helaire's been out, it hasn't even been mainly
Yeah,
Bell.
it's been Williams.
Yeah, so
That was just a pity signing for
And,
publicity.
with
Rain chasing.
With the
Fuck.
Bucs front 7, I don't picture how the Chiefs are really going to get anything going on the ground. It's going to have to be all Mahomes. So I don't know. I mean, if some of those linebackers can somewhat stay with Kelsey in coverage, then if you can try to take him away and force Mahomes to just use Tyreek Hill and those other wide receivers, then
Yeah.
I mean he's still going to do his thing, especially Tyreek Hill. But that might be one of the keys to victory for
Yeah,
that team.
they both have so many weapons in the passing game. I'm hard pressed to say which, if we were comparing the teams and saying who has the advantage here. I guess by default, Mahomes and the Chiefs would get the passing game advantage. But you look at the defense, I'm going to give that to the Bucs. You look at the running game, I'm going to give that to the Bucs. And with the way that offensive line's been playing and the fact that Fisher's out, I'm going to give that advantage
Is
to
he
the
the
Bucs.
left tackle too?
Yeah,
He's
that's the most important lineman on the field. And
one of the most important positions on a
you
football
know in
team.
football that the
Yeah.
games are won in the trenches at the end of the day on each side of the line. So I don't know. It has all the makings for a really epic Super Bowl, though.
Yeah.
And it's
I mean-
hard for me to bet against Brady in the. I know he's lost 3 times in the
Yeah.
Super Bowl, but they have. It just was in my opinion, kind of like leading towards a Buccaneers win and it's just piling on Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Another Bucs win, and they're Super Bowl champions. It'll be Brady's 7th.
Brady's 7th, and yeah, well, I think Bill has Super Bowl ties with other teams.
I don't fucking count those with the Giants. He technically says he has 8 because he had 2 as the defensive coordinator for the Giants.
That counts.
Yeah, but not the same as being a head coach.
No. It still counts. Defensive coordinator is probably the second most important coach on the team.
With all that's transpired in the last couple of days, like I've been thinking Chiefs this whole time, but and I still would probably lean towards them a little bit, but like the whole situation with Andy Reid's kid, like I was telling RJ, that may affect how Andy Reid is preparing for this game.
Yeah.
Like that's obviously the Super Bowl is probably not the first thing on his mind right now.
Yeah.
This kid could end up going to prison.
Also, maybe you know Jesse, but isn't his kid on the staff? He is.
Yeah, he's the linebackers
outside
coach
linebackers coach. Yeah.
So I mean, again, like not a significant role on the staff, but
honestly,
still a member of the staff nonetheless.
Sounds kind of made up to me. What the fuck is an outside
Still
they just have the linebackers coach?
Still a member of the staff nonetheless. With all that going on, the fact that they're missing their left tackle, and the Tampa Bay is playing a home game, like.
But my other thing is I still don't completely trust Bruce Arians, but he's done good at this point for, I feel like, kind of getting out of the way and not making any bonehead decisions, hurting the team, hurting Brady. It's almost like let Brady be the general out there and let him do his thing. He's been there 10 times now. Arians has now been there maybe twice. Have they been? No, he's never been to Super Bowl before, as far as I know, at least as a head coach.
Yeah.
Because the Cardinals lost in the championship game that year against Carolina.
So, if you guys haven't seen it, we put a poll out on Twitter, not a poll, but offering up a $25 gift card.
Yeah, get on that.
Yes, if you guys haven't seen that, get on it. You have to retweet, give your prediction for the score, and include the total number of passing yards in the game.
And must be following us.
Yes, you have to follow and retweet it in order to be eligible to win it. But with all that being said, I propose to you guys. You guys got predictions?
That was a perfect transition, by the way. I'm going Bucks. 28.
I'm going to write them down on this.
Bucks 28. Chiefs 24.
28-24?
I'm going with the under. We'll get to it in the betting segment, so I got to find a way to keep it under 56. So I'll go Bucks 28, Chiefs 24.
Okay, I like it. I called that exact score in the Patriots versus Seahawks Super Bowl game. I remember I called that score, and I was the one who got it right. But I do like it. If I'm going to pick here, I'm probably going to go Chiefs 34, Bucks 28.
KP calling me. It's weird. I'm going to go with, let's see here.
I feel like Bucks 30. Chiefs 34, Bucks 30.
So you're going with the over. You think it's going to hit?
I'm going.
I think it might.
I'm
going. Yeah, go ahead, Jesse. I'm sorry.
I'm going to have to write your guys' down after because I'm going to keep them here. But I'm going Bucks 30. Fuck. I'm going Bucks.
I feel like you're trying to change it too, so the under hits.
No, I'm not. I'm going with the over here. I'm going to go.
Oh, you're going to change it to the over.
I am. I'm going to go Bucks 31, Chiefs 30, walk-off field goal for the Bucks.
I hope it comes down to that.
Some bit of Tom Brady fashion.
I'm putting a couple $100 on the Bucks tomorrow. Actually, I'm kind of jumping.
What was your guys? RJ, you were 28-24 Bucks?
Yep.
Andy?
34-30 Chiefs.
34-30 KC.
I've been saying Kansas City all playoffs long, but plus
so
money.
Oh, fuck, dude. I feel like such a fucking flip-flopper, and I'm pretty notorious for that at this point.
That's not really flip-flopping, though, because you've been kind of hating on Brady all playoffs, so you might as well be consistent and keep it going until the end of the way.
I just feel like I...
Ooh, I just got a text from an insider. It says, I have insider information. I think Deshaun Watson is going to get traded to the Eagles within the next week.
Wow.
What the fuck?
The Eagles?
Yeah.
Who's your insider?
I can't give up my source.
Oh my God.
I deadass just got the text.
That doesn't seem legit.
Who the fuck do
Why
you
would
have
they
that
trade
has...
within division?
It's not within division. It's
right?
outside of conference.
Where did you pull that from?
I was literally thinking Dak Prescott for some reason.
So you're thinking Cowboys to the Eagles?
Yeah.
Was it like your uncle or something?
No.
Hey, if that happens, tweet that out from the show account right now. Inside information.
Oh, so he...
Watson to the Eagles. Holy shit, we gotta get back on the rails. I knew I was smelling something a little while ago. I almost threw up. Oh, jeez.
But yeah, that'd be so cool, huh? Well, that's cool that he texted me right now. No, just the fact that if it does happen, it would be cool. That
Deshaun Watson play I don't know.
All right.
But
Jesus fuck.
So
Come on.
I got our scores written down over here.
Oh my dude. Do we have a window in here to open?
I think we're gonna take a 15-minute intermission.
Jesus fucking Christ! I'm gonna throw up. Oh, dude, that smells disgusting. Andy, do you have a favorite?
Deshaun Watson for Wentz plus picks is what the insider says. But
are you making this up and just talking?
No, I'm getting the text.
Can I see it right now?
No.
What do you mean
you
no?
Can see it without the name.
Why can't you just show the name? I already saw it.
It's probably a fucking nobody.
Oh, Jesse.
All right, let's get back on track here.
Yeah.
Do you have a least favorite Super Bowl performance before I move on to the Celtics and the NBA?
Favorite performance? It's
like a
Super Bowl
artist.
Oh no, yeah, halftime show.
Okay.
My fault.
I thought you meant like
no
player performance.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
My favorite one would be I don't even.
My
know.
least favorite is 100% The Who. I remember that as a younger kid. I was like,
Yeah,
who the
that
fuck
one
are
was
these
trash.
guys? And I like Bruno Mars when he did it. I'm not the biggest Bruno Mars fan, but at least it was entertaining.
I like when Justin Timberlake did it. He did it at halftime, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, did you get your first erection then?
No.
Oh no, my fault. Never mind.
Are you talking about the nip slip?
Yeah, but he did.
That was that same, or he was. I think he was performing as like her. He wasn't the main.
I thought Timberlake has performed since then as the main.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think he's done it himself.
Yeah,
that was more the Janet Jackson.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was one of the Patriots Super Bowl wins.
It might have been the nip slip. That's my favorite moment of Super Bowl history.
Yeah, and that's literally why the NFL had nobody like exciting for 15 years because they're afraid of something like that to happen again. You got one, Andy, or you good?
Nah, I can't think.
They all kind of, for the most part, suck.
They're
at the end of the day.
forgettable.
Like
Yeah,
you think
honestly.
Katy Perry, Black Eyed Peas were horrible.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
I think Katy Perry, if I remember correctly, actually was pretty good.
Yeah, when she
hers.
wrote in on like that fucking dragon or something.
Yeah,
She wrote in
something
on
crazy.
something fucking weird. All right, let's get to the Celtics. Big win last night against the Clippers.
Huge win.
I would call it an okay win by
Okay.
my book. But yeah, man, fuck these guys. I have had all this negative momentum coming into the show today. I was like, oh, I can't wait to fucking rip the Celtics today. And they fucking pull win out of the Clippers out of their ass. So, yeah, what did you think about last night's game?
Why is that just an okay win?
So here's my thing. It's a good win. And you say you think it's kind of a great win. I will give you it's a great win if this turns into a run, if this turns into something. If you feed off this game and you go, rally a bunch of wins, then I think it does become a great win. But if you go and lose to Phoenix tomorrow and then lose to Utah, I'm not going to call it a great win because you didn't get any momentum. You didn't turn that win into anything.
Yeah.
Sure, it's going to help you in the long run, your record-wise, because at least you're 12-9 and not 11-10.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that they're even 12-9. And I know a lot of it has to do with COVID and the injuries, which is why a lot of these games have just felt kind of not fake, but
I know what
it's
you
hard
mean,
to
yeah.
really because they're hurt.
Yeah.
And the Clippers didn't have Paul George last night.
Yeah.
And I still think you should beat teams like Sacramento and the Knicks. But
no, I agree. To me, that's why it was a great win and a huge win because the difference between going 2-2 on that trip out west as opposed to 1-3 is significant, especially for this team right now. Like, it's a shorter season, so every win is that much more important.
10 less games. Like if they really were to fall behind here, it's 10 less games to try and
Yeah.
make up for it if you do get
Right.
things going.
Yeah, and so like I know we're still early in the season, but we're almost a third of the way in now. So
Yeah, we're over 20 games in.
Yeah.
Big win for sure. Confidence booster for everybody involved when you're missing Marcus Smart and Jaylen
Brown was out, too.
Tatum stepped up like a boss, took control, was definitely the best player on the floor last night.
Other than Kawhi.
Well, I mean, with their performance anyways, he was the best player on the floor.
I didn't even see his numbers, to be honest.
34, 9, and 5, and with good field goal percentage. But
seems like Kemba's had an okay game last night,
Yeah,
better than what he had been doing.
Hopefully Kemba can roll over and
he needed a game like that.
yeah, and hopefully that will kind of get him off the snide a little bit and get him to be playing at the level that he's capable of.
My daily conference checkup, though, I'm sure we're probably not even going to get to it. I just want to point out that the Nets cannot be considered a threat to anybody unless they learn how to play defense. Since they've acquired these guys, they're giving up like an average of 130 points a game or something like that.
Well, don't you think that they'll actually maybe actually play defense come playoff time? They're not just not playing for some reason. I feel like
I
teams
don't know
do
if
that.
you can really turn it up that much. Like they're still
Harden doesn't
horribly on
play
defense.
good defense. Kyrie's not that good defensively.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes, but they're needing to put up like $140 a game to win
Which
these.
they're capable of, but
Yeah.
like that's not like
It's not a recipe for winning long term.
Yeah, and that's not something that's gonna like even for a team like that's like really that viable to do every night.
Yeah.
It's good to see Peyton Pritchard back so that bum Jeff Teague doesn't have to play.
Yeah, Teague has the yips right now. He had a couple wide open threes last night that he missed.
You never come on Twitter, but then you see my tweet and you have to respond.
Yes.
And the sauce was flowing that night.
Andy, I'm not going to defend Teague, but then you end up defending Teague at the same time.
I barely defended him. You said like, "Oh, it sounds like you're sticking up for him."
Because you were. You're like, oh, give him some time.
I've
given this guy enough time.
I admitted in the tweet that he has not been good. But
I think you ended off saying give him some time.
Okay, sure.
I'm still willing to give him a little bit more time, but I think
keep your energy from last episode. You were down on
I think
he sucks.
I can be willing to give him more time and still say he's fourth on my guards depth chart for the team.
I would still sit here and admit that he's been terrible.
Well, that's the thing. He's not now that Pritchard's back. He's not going to get any minutes in for the most part. And Smart will be back eventually, and he's going to be sitting at the end of the bench where he fucking belongs. And I have a bone to pick with you too. You dislike that tweet.
Which one?
You know what I'm talking about. He's fake. That night, I sent that tweet out. He liked it.
And then when Andy responded,
he disliked it. That is so fraudulent. He's like, "Oh, I'm looking kind of negative here. I got to dislike RJ's tweet."
I just decided I wanted to hop on Andy's train instead.
Oh, big fucking surprise there. I didn't realize it until after Andy responded too.
No, the thing that triggered me the most was that you keep mentioning Brad fucking Wanamaker, RJ. Do you actually think Brad Wanamaker would make a difference on this team?
No, but I don't think there's any difference between Teague and Wanamaker. So might as well just give me Wanamaker back.
Out of your mouth.
No, because that was the replacement that everyone was talking about. Teague over Wanamaker. That's a big upgrade. They look
like they even belong in the NBA.
I completely agree with you.
What a draft! The steal of the draft.
Yeah. What about Naismith?
Let's give it to Danny Ainge, baby. Let's have a round for Danny Ainge.
Yeah, but if we're gonna bring up Pritchard, let's bring up Naismith. That fucking loser bum.
Tatum and Brown are playing at such an immaculate level at this point. Like both of those guys are like even
superstars.
Better than I thought that they were going to be this season thus far. I think like their combined numbers are like comparable to like AD and LeBron. Like, they're legit. And Danny has failed to put true NBA talent around them. I understand you have Kemba. Kemba was a good signing. You know, Marcus Smart has been with us for
playoffs every year.
How about just a real NBA wing player off the bench? Yes. I don't want to see Semi Ojeleye or Javonte Green, who the game against Sacramento thinks he has the audacity down three to take the ball to the hoop and try and dunk.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So like which Tatum and Brown, like, it doesn't seem like they even have an off night at this point. Like, they're going to show up.
Brown was bad a few nights ago, but
they're guaranteed
I get your point. I get your point.
Combined, at least.
So, but if Kemba goes through a game where he shoots fucking 15, 20%, which we've seen a few times now, like, you need somebody who's able to come off the bench and actually, like, help Brown and Tatum out with scoring the basketball. Those guys aren't on the floor. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, well, like whoever we're playing is like, let's get our guys out there and we'll just go on a fucking quick 15-4 run.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like, you know, Brown and Tatum can lead this team to building a good lead. And it seems like we're in control. It happened the other night against Sacramento. We went on like this big run, and then all of a sudden,
you have the trade exception. Go use it. I don't want to go ahead.
No, that's fine. I was just saying, even when fully healthy, like I like our bench pieces. Like I was saying, like
you're all horny for Grant Williams last night.
I love Grant Williams. I like our bench pieces of when it's like one of Smart and someone else or whoever. We got like three viable bench pieces, but we still don't have someone who can create their own shot. Someone like Will Barton off our bench, I would love to see. Like just someone who's like 6'5" and over, and they can create their own shot.
What about Harrison Barnes? His name's
I
thought
Harrison
he looked
Barnes
really good against the Celtics on Wednesday night too.
He's a solid player too.
Yeah, he definitely is, and I would be pushing hard to acquire JJ Redick. If that's still...
I have it written down that I'm looking for a guy that can shoot off the bench and a guy that can be a bench wing player.
I don't hate... I think the need for a scorer off the bench would be more than just a shooter. I know I do want JJ Redick, but I would put someone like Barnes or Barton or that type of player higher on my wish list. But, I mean, it wouldn't help to get wouldn't hurt to get a guy like JJ Redick, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I got anything else here. Kind of lost my train of thought. But, yeah, I don't know you guys got any takeaways from around the league, pretty much.
I don't know what's going on in Utah, but they're looking really good this year. Yeah,
I mean, I think still the Mavs are fucking horrible.
14th seed right now.
So, aren't they losing all their games close, too? Which,
yeah,
they just got blown out by, didn't they give up like 140 points or something?
The Warriors.
Yeah.
The Warriors.
The Warriors.
Hey,
suck, by the way.
So you guys agreed that Mark Cuban doesn't look okay right now?
He looks
like a zombie.
Go watch a fucking episode.
I tweeted about it. Go look at my recent tweets. Like I said, I love Mark Cuban, but I was like, is he okay right now? Like he does not look healthy. Like he could be going through.
If
some
you go watch
an
episode of Shark Tank from a couple of years ago, he looks like he's aged 15 years.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I looked up. He's like 60 something. He looks like he's like 70 something.
He just looks like he's ill. In my opinion.
Yeah, that too. He looks drained.
Yeah.
And like he had bags under his eyes.
Sunken in eyes, yeah.
Well, I don't know what the fuck was going on with his hair and his eyebrows.
Like a 58-year-old woman 3 times divorced.
Looks like his face is like sinking in.
Yeah, well, hopefully
I like Mark Cuban a lot.
Me too. He's got to be one of the best owners in sports.
And everything.
Hopefully he's doing all right because love Mark Cuban.
But back to the Celtics.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened before. I completely got off track, but.
Yeah.
What do you think about these upcoming games? They got the Suns, the Jazz, the Raptors, and the Pistons.
I would like to see them at least split and go 2-2 because those are 3 tough teams, and the Pistons already have a win on us. They play hard all the time, and they have a little bit of talent. But
that's the thing about the win last night.
Yeah.
Even if it's big, at least record wise.
Yeah.
Because then you're looking at 11-10 going into a game against.
Yeah,
the Suns and the Jazz, but then you could be 12-11.
And the Raptors are streaking right now. All the way, they started 2-8. They're all the way up to the 6th seed in the East now.
Really? I didn't know that the Raptors have turned things around. I thought that was going to be an easier game.
And like I mentioned a few episodes back, 3 or 4 of their losses are by 1 point.
Wow.
Or 3 points, but I know 2 of them are 1 point. But regardless, so the Raptors is a tough game. The Jazz are the best record in the league. Suns, in my opinion, we should beat them and the Pistons. But
I think you really should be shooting for 3-1 to go up, like feed off that Clippers win.
Sure.
Because it's going to get to a point where you're going to have to go on a run here.
Yeah.
You're a
3-1 gets us to 15-10. That's viable.
Like you're a 12-9 basketball team right now, and I know a lot of that had to do with COVID. Like I said to Andy when you're on, you still need to beat Sacramento. I'm sorry. I know that Sacramento's not horrible.
We were banged up.
I don't care though. You need to win that game. They were in it. They had the game in their hands, and they fucking blew it again at the end.
Who was not playing that night? It was no Kemba, no Smart.
You still had Brown or Tatum, and I don't care. You should beat Sacramento. That's my point.
Sacramento's not bad, but
I mean, they're still below 500 basketball.
Yeah, in the
right
West,
now.
They have a lot of talent in Sacramento.
Those are games you have to win, though, if you don't want to be a 12-9 basketball team.
Right.
Same thing losing to the Knicks. I don't care who's on the court.
I didn't
beat
bet
the
on
Knicks.
the Celtics that night because I wasn't expecting a win because I knew when you're missing Pritchard, we were missing our 3 best guards, Pritchard, Walker, and Smart. I mean, that's asking a lot.
I don't really think so when you have Tatum and Brown.
Like we could win, but it'd be one thing if we was like missing like one of our bigs, one of our guards, one of our wings, but we were missing all 3 of our best
sure,
guards.
the odds were stacked against them, but you're
I'm saying
still in it.
To expect a win is maybe asking a bit much.
I mean, you're pretty high in the team, so shouldn't you expect them to beat Sacramento?
Yeah, but
I know
your top 3 guards. That's important in the NBA.
I still think Tatum and Brown are so much better than anybody that Sacramento has to offer.
Yeah, but you need at least one viable point guard out there.
I don't know. I guess we'll just agree to disagree.
Yeah.
At least they beat Golden State the night before, because then it would be really bad.
Yeah, that was nice. Nice night for me.
So, do you think LeBron, 4 rings, 2 behind Michael Jordan, do you think that there's a path for him to overtake Michael Jordan as the greatest basketball player of all time? Or
Never.
No. Even if he got 6?
Never.
I like that.
Opinion, never.
Fuck LeBron.
Not even
Jesse?
fuck LeBron.
Fuck him.
Not
him.
Not fuck LeBron. It just speaks to Jordan. He's like Wayne Gretzky in hockey, in my opinion.
No, Wayne Gretzky's way ahead of the second best hockey player ever.
How many rings does Gretzky have?
I think 3.
Yeah, but like his total, like his career points is like it will never even be touched.
Yeah, but Jordan only played like 10 years in his prime. I'm just saying that's my comparison. I think they're both
can't
untouchable.
You speak to like the longevity of LeBron's career and how he's still performing at such a high level at this point?
Yeah, it's impressive. It's just a little different, in my opinion. I just don't think Jordan's ever getting touched.
What about
I would say LeBron. I would say that there is a case that to be made for it if LeBron, especially if LeBron wins 2 more. I mean, he's like his all-time numbers are, and I mean,
I'll dive into him needing to go to Miami to get his first few rings, forming a super team there. Him coming to LA, forming a super team here. Jordan,
might not even have a win for Cleveland if Draymond Green doesn't kick somebody in the dick.
Yeah. I mean, the 6 finals losses. You can't lose 6 in the finals.
Shit all over LeBron. Keep that energy.
Jordan's 5 MVPs. I mean, the list goes on.
I like the Jesse that doesn't wear LeBron jerseys. I like this one.
I actually sold that LeBron jersey while I was in college.
I think you said that.
Shout out my buddy Anuj.
So, to a different guy, Tom Brady, do you think Brady could pass Jordan? And I know it's different games.
I'm still on the record for saying no. I think,
I kind of agree with you, I think it's almost kind of hard for us to judge, too, because we're living in the moment with Brady, where Jordan played 20 years ago. Yeah. And it's like the legend of Michael Jordan, where not only are you living in the Brady era, but we are Patriots fans, too. So it's not like he's this, I don't want to say God, but like this upper echelon of a human being, which is Michael Jordan is when you hear that name. Yeah. And I think it'd be more interesting to ask somebody that's outside this region than maybe ask somebody 15, 20 years from now.
Yeah. Obviously I wasn't alive at the time, but Jordan wasn't an American icon. He was a worldwide icon. I mean, no one's captivated the sports world like Michael Jordan has.
You think the shoe sales too?
Jordan? That too. He's built an empire, and he's probably to this day the most recognizable athlete by name in the world. Still, I mean, I think there's Jordan and Gretzky, and Brady's in that echelon, but it's like them. I don't know.
So the thing is, I think Brady's above Gretzky. I get what you're saying.
Honestly, I'm fine with that too.
Because I just think hockey is such a niche sport in this country.
Agree. I forget I ever said that. It's Jordan, and then
you should be trying to shit on hockey every opportunity you get.
No, I just know Andy's right, and I do know Gretzky's numbers will never ever be touched, and they're absolutely incredible for what he did. But
so, yay or nay on an All-Star game this year? I'm a nay.
I agree, and the players are all upset that they're even thinking about it. Like they're saying it's a slap in the face. And
like, what's the point if we're trying to not have a season get canceled because of COVID?
Have the All-Star voting. Name your All-Stars.
Exactly.
No need for a game.
Just like the NFL did, but what are they just going to show up to not play defense? It's not even like
with no fans in the building.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be. Yeah, that too would be so weird. An All-Star game with no fans there.
Than it is like an actual game.
Yeah,
and I like
go without it.
I like the Saturday showing of All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, same.
Way more
than
I like this.
Everything.
It doesn't make any sense. Like you said, nominate the
you
guys.
Want to risk some people getting COVID just for that?
Give them the accolade of it, but certainly don't have the game and risk something like that happening. And you see that
Klay Thompson has like 100,000 All-Star votes this season?
So stupid. I hate.
Why do we let the fans vote? Like, I'm sure Yao Ming is still getting votes.
Yeah.
Because he used to be a guy that used to get loaded back in the day with votes.
Yep.
But did you see that Kemba Walker also came out and said that he doesn't think there should be an All-Star game?
Yeah, he's like, I don't think I'm getting in, so I don't really give a shit, essentially.
Well, you know where I'm probably going with this. It's too bad he didn't, keep that same energy a year ago when he had a bum fucking knee and felt like he had to play in the All-Star game, and now it's still bothering him. It's probably about my 12th Kemba Walker knee drop since we started this. But do we want to do this NBA Players Draft?
No, not today.
I say we just keep teasing it and never do it.
Yeah.
I think we can just get to our betting segment. Actually, Jesse, do you think there's any chance with Jordan Spieth, what he's doing right now, that there's any weight to it and then he can turn around his golfing career or not?
I literally just checked my phone and he shot a 61 today.
Yeah, he walked onto
That's the best round of his PGA.
He walked onto the 18th tee with a chance at 59. If he eagled the par 4 18th, he would have had a 59. Which is like the number to make in golf. But, I actually do think he can turn around, and golf's a better sport in general when he's playing well.
He
So
clearly has it in him because he did it 4 years ago.
yeah, he was the best in the world.
I think it just has to be confidence. The guy misses 3-4 foot putts all the time too. He's got to, I feel like, get a win under his belt.
Hear this crazy, while we're talking golf before we move on to the betting segment, crazy Tiger stat I saw today. So right now, the longest active cuts made streak is Rory McIlroy with 28, and he would have to make every cut in every tournament all the way to the 2028 Players Championship to even tie Tiger Woods' consecutive cuts made streak of 142.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The GOAT.
Did you know the U.S. Open is coming to Brookline in 2 years?
Dope.
I'm probably
Let's go check it out.
Yeah, we should go.
Oh yeah, so let's get to our betting segment. Parlay of the week for me, obviously one game. I'm going Bucks money line under a 56. I'm going to throw $50 on it. Pays out 175. I think to get Brady plus money in the Super Bowl, I'm going to hop all over it.
Likewise. Well, I picked an NBA game for my parlay as well. I have Bucks money line, and then I have the Hornets +2 against the shitty Washington Wizards. $50 to win 170.
Okay. And then my lock, I like the under 56.
Okay.
Obviously not a lot of locks to choose from.
Yeah.
But, Andy, you should get the Super Bowl prop bets out on your phone.
My lock is a prop bet, and it's a Mike Evans touchdown. Even money.
I had a parlay. I'm taking the over because I have to since of my...
Yeah, because of your prediction.
Yeah. Chiefs money line. And then I parlayed that with the Hornets to cover +2 against the Wizards and the Flyers to beat the Capitals tomorrow.
Okay.
$20 would win you 195.
Nice.
Before you go through all the prop bets, a couple of them that stood out to me, and we can kind of go through them, is Brady's +200 for Super Bowl MVP. So if you think that the Bucks are going to win tomorrow, might as well throw money down on that. You double your money right there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what would you say, 80% of this, so if you go back to look at all the Super Bowl MVP winners, probably 80% of them have been quarterbacks.
Yeah, for sure. Unless a receiver goes off.
And then 1.5 times for them to show Giselle under is +170. They'll probably show her more than once, but they always get fucking mad weird with those fucking prop bets for the Super Bowl. There's one is the Weeknd gonna mention Trump? And if he does, it's +600. So why would he mention him unless he does it? I guess in his
unless he's bye
halftime
bye
show
or something. I have a bunch of prop bets. I guess I'll say a few and let you guys go, and then say the rest of them. But I have my best value prop bets. Tom Brady 30 completions is +164. I mean, I don't think that's too far-fetched. Mike Evans, 73 receiving yards is also plus money at +108. And then I like Mecole Hardman, 40 receiving yards at +108 as well. I think they're going to key in on one of Hill and Kelsey. And, I mean, Hardman can get 40 yards in one catch.
Sure.
So I like all those.
All right, I'm going to run through a couple between Brady and Mahomes, and you guys let me know your thoughts.
Yep.
So Mahomes, passing yards, the over-under is 330.5.
Feels like a lot. I would need him to have at least $180. I'm gonna actually go under.
I'm going under as well.
It's a lot of yards.
It's a lot.
It's gonna be close though.
Yeah.
Brady's passing yards 299.5.
I'm gonna go over for Brady. I think he's gonna go low 300s.
Yeah, likewise. I think they're gonna be throwing the ball a lot.
Okay. Passing touchdowns, Patrick Mahomes, over under 2.5.
Over.
They're not going to run it in, right?
Yeah, over as well. Hopefully, you never know. They get some bullshit rushing touchdown though.
And then it's the same for Brady.
Over. I think both of them get at least 3.
The over there is plus for Brady.
Yeah.
It's +110.
Yeah, I saw
I'll
that.
go over as well.
I was considering. I actually have that in my prop bet parlay. Brady 3 touchdowns.
And then for completions, over under for Mahomes is 28.5.
Over.
Yeah, I'll go over too.
And then for Brady, it's 25.5.
Over all day. Hammer that.
I think they both could be kind of. See, I'm picking the under though.
For completions, you don't think Brady's going to get 26?
He didn't get it in the championship game.
I know, but that was a shitty game in the cold. I think
that's another thing. He's got to play much better than he played in that championship.
At least
game.
in the second half.
He
played great in the first half.
He's got to get on the page with Mike Evans way more for tomorrow.
Yeah,
that was something I forgot to say in the first segment.
You guys got to pick for first touchdown score.
So
I feel like we all should pick one and see what happens.
I like to pick long shots for first touchdown score because I've hit a few of them, and there's no better feeling in the world. Shout out Christian Kirk from the Cardinals. But my first touchdown score, give me Godwin at plus 1,300.
Okay.
I'm going to go Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette is plus 1,100. I'll take a real long shot and go Demarcus Robinson at plus 2,200.
Put $100 on that.
Last
be
touch-
set for a couple months.
22 grand,
What
or
about last
2,200.
touchdown score?
I've never touched those, but it is an interesting one. Last touchdown score, maybe like an Evans fade in the back corner. Or honestly, since I do think it's going to go Chiefs get a touchdown with I'm predicting a classic Brady field goal drive for the win. So maybe I would go something like Kelsey last touchdown score, but I bet the odds are not.
That's
great
another
on
reason
that.
why I think the game
Plus
is
650.
That's pretty good.
the game's going to be close. Every single Brady Super Bowl has been close. There's
Yeah.
not been a bad game in a single one of them.
Yeah.
It's pretty big sample size of 9. There's no way he's keeping them in that game tomorrow, no matter what.
They're too, and not even just Brady. That team is too good, in my opinion, to fall out of that game. Unless they just completely mentally shit their pants. There's too much talent on that team. For
My
them
thing
not
is
to
with
hang in
that,
there.
that's probably how I felt like it was. That's why I was down. I was never down on them really because of Brady. It was more the coach and just I
And
felt
their
like the
mentality.
DNA exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can't almost say that anymore because how
They've
this
proven.
playoff run
Yeah.
that they've gone on, where to beat New Orleans and Green Bay both on the road, who
Yeah.
both
are established NFC powerhouses, essentially.
and you made it almost look easy, especially against New Orleans. You did, I
Yeah.
felt, but Green Bay obviously that game was so back and forth.
Yeah,
And
it's like Brady's mentality is rubbing off on him.
Here's a couple that you could touch too if you're picking the Bucks.
Yeah.
Tyler Johnson, if he happens to catch a big play and a touchdown, so 70 yards plus a touchdown and Tampa Bay to win is plus 6,100.
So 10
You
would
just
pay.
throw a couple bucks down on that.
10 pays out $600.
Can you say it one more time? What was it?
It's Tyler Johnson to have 70 receiving yards plus a touchdown plus the Bucks to win.
I was gonna touch a Tyler Johnson prop, but there's too many mouths to feed, especially with AB back. I'm worried about.
I can't
him,
touch
but
it. The touchdown is what scares me away.
Yeah.
And 70 yards is a lot,
It would,
too.
I mean, the best scenario would be like a bomb to Tyler Johnson, but
There's another. I mean, it would just never happen, but it would just be fun to put some money down on it. Especially if Kelsey and Hill are somewhat tried to be taken away, and I just picked him as my first touchdown score. Demarcus Robinson had a huge game at 150 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oh my god,
That's plus 15,000. Yeah.
My god, 10 would pay out 1,500.
15.
100 would pay out 15,000.
I mean, that would be it'd be
$20
fun.
for $3,000.
Yeah.
But that's the odds of that happening. Got to be 1%.
I know, but why not just throw
No,
$5
I know.
on it?
Yeah, I'm going to be throwing a lot of money down
Yeah.
tomorrow. I mean, might as well last football game of the year.
Yeah.
I'm
hold
putting.
back anything
I'll say
now.
I'm putting 250 on the Bucks tomorrow to win. It probably should pay out. Like I was saying to Jesse,
It'll pay out at least 300.
Yeah, I might throw a little less than 250. I just wanted to make sure the payout is over 300. Then I'll have more money to play. In other places, but their odds are dropping right now. They're probably opened up maybe plus 150, something like that. Now they're plus 135, and I feel like that probably means that a lot of money is going in on the Bucks right now from Vegas. So I got to get on it because I still want it to trickle down to plus 125 or plus 120.
I walked by a kid today on my hike, and he asked me and Craig "Oh, who you guys got tomorrow?" And I was like, Chiefs probably. He's like, "I got 500 on the Bucks, straight up." So. Yeah, I think a lot of people are putting their money on the Bucks,
especially around here. Jesus,
there's a lot of momentum riding on them right now, which is why I'm really not surprised.
Yeah,
and I cannot keep bringing up them losing their offensive lineman, but I think that could be big, and I'm sure that there's a lot of smart bettors that know that. That was a reason why I'm taking the under, is because some odd shark pointed that out, that they think that they could be putting a lot of pressure on Mahomes. My stardom sit-em for draft.
By the way, anybody listening who got invited into the DraftKings pool, make sure that you get a lineup in.
Yeah, I don't want
that pool filled.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna get filled, but right now the numbers are embarrassingly low.
Did you hit up?
Well, we'll go and I'll talk to KP and.
You hit up Colton and Allie too.
So I invited them.
I'll send them a text.
I'm sure that they'd all.
I don't have their
be
numbers.
In on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got like 7 or 8 right now, and I know there's definitely
I haven't joined yet.
that are going to get in.
My buddy James from college.
Should shoot him a text.
Oh, he said he's
did.
joining. He said he did it last year too, and I forgot about that. So
See, I didn't even know that.
So who's your stardom?
My stardom is I'm going to go Travis Kelce.
Yeah, that's mine too.
He's going to eat no matter what. PPR points, yards.
Yeah.
He's almost like he's a very good chance he's going to get a touchdown.
Yeah.
my stardom is Mecole Hardman.
I like it.
Okay.
Yep.
That's actually my sleeper.
My sit, AB.
I don't know if this is dog shit on my shoe or dirt.
Why would you have dog shit all the way up by your heel?
I don't know.
Might be your shit. It might have trickled down your pants.
Yeah, episode.
My situm, Rojo,
The
question mark, because I can't put my trust in either one of them. I know RJ's DraftKings lineup will include probably Fournette, but I can't trust either
He had
one.
a good game for
because
me.
it would be total Super Bowl fashion for a guy like Rojo who runs super hard. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm not standing up.
Okay.
Well, why don't you just wait a minute? We're about wrapping up.
Are
No,
we
you
doing
can
number
go-
6?
No, we're not. We're
Okay.
not.
Oh.
So we're almost done. We're
I
gonna
just
be
wasn't sure if I was touching shit or dirt.
No,
so
we're-
I wanted to wash my hands.
We're at 55 minutes. We'll be out here in the next 6 or 7 minutes.
I'm washing my hands.
Okay.
What do you think we're at? Like 58, 59?
I don't know. When you said 5 or 6 minutes, then I was like,
Let's go up there and take a fucking shit. It smells fucking horrible down here. I feel like I can't breathe. Gotta put me on some fucking oxygen. My cinema is Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
I just think like he might only get targeted a few times because you think Brady loves to throw to Godwin and Evans.
Yeah.
They love the check down to the two running backs that can't catch the ball.
Yeah.
And then you have Tyler Johnson, Scotty Miller in the mix, and he likes to throw to Cameron Brate too. And there's always Gronk.
Brate's injured. He's playing, but he's playing hurt.
Okay, so maybe not then. I appreciate you
It
saying
smells
that.
terrible down here.
Because actually, Cameron Brate is my sleeper. I did not know that. So
I'm going to be sitting CEH and Lev Bell, or any other Chiefs running back for that matter.
My sleeper is Scotty Miller, so people that I want, I'm probably going to look to put in my lineup: Hardman, Evans, and Scotty Miller.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, my God.
Dude, it smells.
So bad down here. What did you guys do while I was gone?
Shut up.
The JDA show episode 35 fart box. Oh, dude, I can't even focus. I think that's half the reason before that we had that like awkward 15-second pause when we were talking about the NBA because I feel like I'm starting to see shit because I'm inhaling whatever the fuck is down here. It's disgusting.
Pre-workout?
Yeah, he's looking at his phone now. He won't hear anything you say. All right, let's get to our picks against the spread. Our pick against the spread. This is it.
RJ's got a 1-game lead.
So before we make our picks, what are we doing for tiebreaker?
You want to do what we're doing for the thing?
Closest?
For yards.
Yards. Total passing yards?
Yeah, let's do that. Make
All right.
it interesting.
I'm down.
All right. Because I would probably, I don't want to do it with
Okay,
those
that's
scores.
fine. That's fine.
So who am I stuck with? Because obviously I'm picking second and picking whoever you're not picking with. What's the spread?
3. It's 3.
3.
I'm going Bucks plus 3.
All right, looks like I'm gonna have to take Chiefs minus 3.
It's all right, buddy. I'll be right there with you.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me too much because my Bucks can still win.
But by the way, our
Actually,
records.
No, they can't.
Our records going into it. I'm 48, 42 and 2. Jesse's 47, 43 and 2, and Andy's 42, 48 and 2. Could be worse.
All right.
At one point, you were like 12 games below
know.
500.
RJ, we got to get our total passing yards between both guys. I'm gonna go with 669.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go 620.
All right.
Oh, you know what I should have done to be a real asshole? What'd you say? I should have said 668.
Yeah.
And then I should anything lower than that. It's a win to be a real
Too
ass.
late. It's
but-
already written down.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not like that. But be a big comeback for me. I was down on you for like 2 months.
Yeah,
But
I felt bad for you, so I started picking randomly.
no caller segment. I put out a tweet last week.
We'll get it in.
Nobody responded except for that fucking leech, Norm Olden, who can't just go get your own show at this point.
Oh,
Guy can't
okay.
help himself.
He's our number one fan.
No, Norm knows I love him. I guess I can't be too hard. I'm on Twitter, or Jesse will delete my tweet.
Yeah.
You want to go get into that? I don't get what that was all about. What makes
What
you
did you
think-
say against your
Retweet it, bitch.
from the Twitter page?
You think that Norman is going to see that and be like,
No,
oh,
I
that hurts
wasn't-
my feelings?
I wasn't worried about what Norm thought.
So you think that somebody's going to see that, like the fucking 20 people that listen to this show, and they're going to be like, I don't want to listen to this. This is disgusting.
No, I just was like,
you've gotten soft.
We can't treat our number one fan like that.
I can treat Norman however the fuck I want to treat him.
Yeah, from your personal.
No.
Yeah.
To think that you have the audacity to go delete something that I tweet from the account is disgusting.
Oh my god.
I think I just inhaled that.
Come on, that wasn't even anything.
Oh, all right, because I was ready to throw
There's
up.
probably still some residual.
Oh my god.
But yeah, there's something else. Oh, did you even realize that right after you did that, I deleted your name from the bio on our account for like a week?
No,
and you
I
never
didn't.
noticed it. And I was like, fuck it, I'll fucking change it back. But never again.
No,
Don't do that again.
I'm the admin, so.
You're not.
Yep.
Yeah, you're the admin because you changed the fucking password when I did the episode with Peter. But just say you're sorry. You shouldn't have deleted something I tweeted. No, yes. Even if it wasn't funny or was going to take in the wrong way. You don't delete something. Do I delete what you tweet from it? I'm going to delete one of your fucking polls. That gets like 6 votes. Nothing to say. Guilty.
Content creator, right here.
Content creator?
For our Twitter page.
Man, all you have is your bracket.
Negative. Alright, anything else? You go to Duncan this week?
No. But actually, did you see that, the Jose Canseco thing from last night?
Yeah, that was...
the most
I don't even understand, really.
He, took a dive. He didn't even get hit, and then that idiot for Barstool's,
Billy
jumping
football?
up and down like he knocked him out. He literally took a dive. He played Barstool, pretty much. I guess
he got money. He got mad money.
like $1 million.
Yeah.
And he completely played Portnoy and Barstool.
Yeah.
Now I think that they look
That's
like
why
a bunch of idiots.
that's why all the Barstool dudes are like, fuck Canseco, you bitch. Because he did play him smart.
Can you imagine
weirdo.
paying $20 for a rough and rowdy? How much of a fucking
They're kind of
loser-
funny to watch, but did you
I
hear?
kind of enjoy watching.
Did you hear?
I illegally streamed it.
$20.
That Jose Canseco slid into 3 out of the 5 ring girls' DMs the night before the fight.
Such a weirdo, dude. He creep.
First of all, in the Barstool guy punched him when he was down, which obviously you can't do in boxing, and he's got up holding his shoulder. So I thought that was fucking ridiculous.
Right. That was funny.
But yeah, it's pretty much. Oh yeah, last week I got a call from some Amazon number. It's fake. Have you ever been scammed by an Amazon person?
Like Amazon.
So it's
rainforest.
So they're sitting. The guy might have been calling from there. So I got a call from Amazon. It said, "Oh, your account has been hacked. There's all these purchases." I'm like, fucking spam. They call me again. I answer the phone, and this guy's barely talk English. But, that's kind of normal for some of, these customer service people. So I stay on the line with the guy. And he's like, "Oh, you have all these purchases coming from Chicago." And he's reading off all these, random purchases to me. I'm like, no. He's like, "Oh, I sent you a text message with a code." So the guy's playing me. And then I eventually hung up because I'm like, this is kind of sketchy. So I looked it up, and they do this. There's people that, and I could hear people in the background doing it too, that they call up people and do that and say either your iCloud got hacked or your Amazon. And I called the guy back, and I was like, "You think you're fucking funny trying to scam me?"
You called him back?
Want me to call him right now?
No,
You want to
I
leave?
believe you.
You want to leave? Is that why?
No,
I just thought it'd be funny if I fucking yelled at
you
the
can
guy.
call him back if you want.
I'll see if the number picks up, and then we'll get out of here.
Right.
But yeah, I was not happy. Because the thing is, they probably fucking scam so many old people on this shit. I'm 24. Leave it to fucking the old people to go fucking scam. Fucking pieces
They don't know
of
any
shit.
better. It's so fucked up.
Dude, there was people in... I could hear people in the background saying the same stuff. All right, it's a Seattle, Washington number. Let's see if somebody picks up.
You should play him. Be like,
ask him
I
what
heard
his
that.
pick is for the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna after I tell him to go fucking kill
don't.
himself.
No, you should ask him about your Amazon account.
I'm gonna be like, "Hey, is this the Amazon Fraud Detection Center? Do you want my social security number?" Oh, come on, please pick up. He called me on 2 different numbers,
That number's already been deleted.
so if nobody picks up, I'm gonna call the other one. If not,
That's fine.
nobody's picking up on this one. Now I got one from Greene, South Carolina. Or is this the Bovada one? Maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless.
Yeah, they disconnected it.
Yeah.
Fucking pieces of shit. I was ready to, on this episode, just
That would've
fucking
been
rip
fun.
into them and wish death upon the dude's kids.
Oh,
God.
jeez.
Well, I don't care. Don't fucking call me and try and fucking... Do you know how many, like I said, how many old people they've fucking stolen money from? Imagine? It's gross, dude. And they're all doing it in the background, probably in their... Whatever.
Probably in a basement.
They're fucking... No,
probably in a fart box basement.
They're fucking shack out in the fucking woods.
The old... Yeah. Ugh.
All right. You guys good? All right. That's going to do it for us. We will talk to you next week. Enjoy that game tomorrow.
Go Bucks.